Welcome back guys to the career mode, and I just wanted to do like a quick recap of the season that we've had, showing mostly our players and seeing who has developed the most, what our plans are for next year, and we're just going to take it from there. This is the first time we're doing this. Usually we tack it at the back end of a previous episode, but this time around we're going to take a bit more time. Isak led the way in terms of the Premier League top goal scorers, followed by Openda and Saka. In terms of our own players, Frederick Clements comes there. That's not too bad, you know, because that's his first full season in the Premier League. Then look at that, he is leading the way in terms of assists. So Clements in his first full year leading the line got 13 goals and 10 assists. That is not bad at all. In terms of clean sheets, Martinez won it, but Ainsley Pears is down there with 9 clean sheets. He only made 24 appearances, which means 14 of those appearances actually went to our youngster. That is not bad. That's what we're going to be doing more and more. I'm happy with that because we're actually going to try to play Stuart a bit more, and you can see Stuart's right there. He played 14 games and got 7 clean sheets. I don't think we got any red cards this season, unlike last season when Mastoras was absolutely on one. Now let's look at our players. So Pears is a really great player for us. I mean, you know, he doesn't complain. He plays most of the matches. I don't know why our coaches don't really rate him too much, if I'm being honest with you. But I think from next season, it's about time that we rotate in Ian Stewart. You know, Pears has decent stats still, but I think he'll be a nice rotation goalkeeper next season for us for sure. Ian Stewart, on the other hand, has the potential to be special, and he definitely showed it last season. In total, he made 24 appearances. He even got an assist. When was the last time you saw a goalkeeper get an assist? That's what I'm saying. His kicking is out of this world. And then when you look at his stats, we initially said that if he can get his diving on par with Pears, then we are gonna definitely start Stuart a bit more, because his diving was on like 72, 73, around that at the start of the season, and now he's going up to 79. So what an effort that is. Just overall, his stats are better than Pears. So starting from next season, Ian Stewart, regardless of his young age, will be the starting goalkeeper for us. He is definitely the player that has stepped into the boots of Brad Friedel, and I am here for it. Next up, we have Nathan Jones, who's out on loan at Anderlecht. I think he's the natural successor to Pears on the bench and second in command to Ian Stewart. His stats are really good. He already has really high reflexes and positioning. We just need to get his diving and his handling up. Just the diving and kicking that Pears has on him. So I'm thinking we could potentially keep him with us for the next season, or we could loan him out for one more year whilst Pears is on the bench. Edward North, we just brought him up from our youth academy last year. Yet to see what he can actually offer us and how he's going to develop, but he has decent stats. Ribeiro, Mr. Dependable. I mean, 37 appearances, 1 assist, and yeah, it's only disappointing that he's not really developing anymore. That's the only disappointing thing about him. He has 2 years left on his contract. Not really too much to say about him, to be honest. He's a tidy left back, can intercept, he has decent dribbling. Defensive stats could be a bit better, but I'm not going to complain. He's not overly terrible. Now we have Dylan Wilson here, and he is some fullback. I really enjoy using this guy. He feels really nice on the ball. You know, he can dribble, he has really good interceptions, he's combative, standing tackle is really good at 73. That quick step trait might be making all the difference for him. But I think it's so disappointing how it says that he's not going to develop anymore and he's actually regressing. Either he's regressing or his development is going to be slow this season. I mean, it's going to be one to keep a close eye on. We have another youngster out on loan that could potentially take his spot. But for now, I'm liking the look of Dylan Wilson. He made 27 appearances last year and got 4 assists, 2 in the Premier League and 2 in the Europa League. And when you look at Ribeiro, who played more matches, and only got the 1 assist in the Europa League, you can pretty much see just how good Wilson is. Next up, we have Prothero, who we brought up halfway through the season, and he actually went out on loan to Sparta Rotterdam. He's going to come back next summer, but we're going to loan him out again. We can't see his stats for playing, and I think this guy is actually a good enough player to potentially move out Wilson. He needs a bit more playtime though. I don't think his stats are quite there yet. He does have some quite good play styles with the tiki-taka, whips, pass and technical play. So we're going to keep an eye on Prothero. Maybe he's going to move out Wilson, but we might keep a scout out in Wales to find another left back. Wharton, we didn't really play Wharton too much. He was dislodged by Camjo. Yeah, 8 appearances in total, 1 in the Carabao Cup, 3 in the Premier League. Yeah, we really didn't play Wharton that much. He's still in my ear telling me he wants to be reunited with his brother, Adam Wharton, who was at Palace but he's now in France somewhere. At his age, he's really just playing a leadership role for us. He also has 2 years left on his contract. I'm going to keep him around for now, and we're going to see if he can try and persuade his brother to join us. Carter, on the other hand, our dependable captain, he kept his place even though we had some young players coming through. He made in total 47 appearances and overall average score of 7.02. You know, he's dependable. He's dependable. I can't really complain. He did well. He was strong. He led from the back. You know what? We're going to keep him. How many more years does he have? He has about 2 years left on his contract as well. We're going to keep him in and around the squad for sure. If we find a centre back that could potentially push him, we will try to bring them in. We do have a couple players out on loan, but I am not fussed whatsoever having Carter starter on our side for sure. And Dione, the first original guy to idolize Christopher Samba on our side. 6'7", 196 pounds, age 21 now. And he's just kind of slowed when it comes to development. He's a decent player. As like I've said, we like to keep a whole heap of players in our squad. It's not only about the players that are going to be in the 80s, the high 80s I should say, and the 90s. It's also about the squad players as well. He doesn't complain. He asks to play from time to time, but he doesn't complain. He has a rotation squad role and 4 years left on his contract, so he can be definitely a shrewd addition to our side in the long run. Out on loan at Bournemouth, we have Ablay Deidhu. He's an interesting prospect, 21 years of age, right-footed, centre-back, and can also cover at left-back. He has really good stats. He's a very interesting player, isn't he? Sprint speed 78, acceleration 66, aggression 82, strength 83. You know, interceptions can do with a bit of work at 68. Defensive awareness 74, slide tackle and stand tackle both around 74 to 78, and he can pass. That's crucial. Look at that, jockey and anticipate. So from a defensive perspective, you know, he's definitely a tidy player. I would love to see what type of role he has. So he has an important squad role, and that's the only area where that could cause some issue for us, because if it's an important squad role, for the most part, they would like to play most of the games. So it'll be interesting. I'm not sure what to do with him though. I think he can come in and potentially dislodge Hayden Carter, because I mean they have the same overall right now. Day 2 is probably better than Wharton as well, and Ndione, so it might be nice having Day 2 in and around the squad for this upcoming season. Moving down now to Camjo, has potential to be special and a crucial player role. Camjo is some player, 52 appearances last season, age 20. He's not the tallest of centre backs, but my oh my, can he play ball. Camjo can play ball, guys. Look at his attributes. Very, very solid centre back for our team. Strength 96, interceptions 82, reactions 72, defensive awareness 91, slide tackle 85, stand tackle 84, power header, bruiser. You know, like, he's just such a really accomplished centre back, and he played really well for us last season. Also like the fact that he's left footed, just balances out the side that bit more. So Camjo is definitely going to be staying with us. How many years does he have left? He has about 4 years left and worth £63 million. He's upset about his contract. I'm 100% sure. What about maybe his wage? He wants that to be a bit higher, but he went up by 5 ratings last year, guys, and with a potential to be special. I mean, the sky's the limit for him. We loaned out Robert Sankara, who wants to emulate Camjo's step. He has so many playstyles, 7 playstyles in total, and he went up by 6 overall points last season. Jumping is good, strength is good, interceptions could do with a bit of work at 57. He's aggressive, defensive awareness at 77, heading accuracy is there. You know, he can do with a bit more training on his tackling front, but he's only 18. We're going to loan him out again. Don't think he's quite ready yet to be part of the starting lineup. I think Day 2 is probably next up in our squad. We found James Kirk around the same time as Robert Sankara. He developed okay. You know, he developed okay. I think we may look to move him on. We have so many centre backs. We may look to move James Kirk on and put maybe more of our time into developing Sankara. How much is he worth? About 4 million. You know, that's not bad. We can definitely try to get 4.5-ish. Next up, we have Asker, who is an exciting prospect, and he really took to this centre back position last year. He played fantastic. Standout performance when we changed to the Rowdy Rovers formation against Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the Europa League, and he just stepped up to another level, made crucial interceptions and 22 appearances last year, which isn't bad at all. He started off as a defensive midfielder, but then we retrained him into a centre back. He has all the right attributes to thrive in that centre back position. You know, I was saying that we're gonna put some more time into day two, but looking at it in detail, Asker is probably the player that is rightfully meant to take up that position next to Camjo next season. It'll be good when we can really compare Asker and Day 2 next year, because Day 2 has 1 point more than Asker, so it's going to be interesting to see just where, like for like, he actually is the better player, because Asker is a tidy player and he has block, anticipate and slide tackle. Currently has 4 years left on his contract, so we've tied him down, and he has a rotation squad role, so he's not really going to moan too much, and that is what we like to see. Next up, we have Callum Britton, dependable right back, 6 assists all in total. He really does bomb up and down that right hand side, giving Dolan some support. And yeah, 31 years of age. Yeah, like I said, he's just been a tidy player in our side. He has 2 years left on his contract too, so next year is probably going to be his last season where he is a out and out starter, just like Ribeiro, before we start to look to phase him out of the side. And a player who could potentially take over from Callum Britton is probably going to be Reece Harries, and he played fantastically last year. 28 appearances, 8 appearances less than Britton and 2 assists less than Britton as well. But Reece Harries feels like such a nice player to use. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but he's such a good player to use. He can dribble, well, you can see from the acceleration and sprint speed. He's very strong defensively. Defensive awareness 73, as you can see, dribbling 74, ball control is there, short pass, his crossing is coming up as well, ping pass, intercept and rapid. I mean, you feel it. We have a ready-made right back to take over once we move on Callum Britton. I can't wait to start using Reece Harris that bit more next season. Then we have Amir Joan, who's out on loan to AZ Alkmaar. He could potentially come back the season after next and give good cover for Reece Harries as a right back, and even maybe cover as a left back position as well, because his preferred foot is left. Mastoras, 48 appearances, and I just love the way he plays. He is such a combative defensive midfielder. Last summer Liverpool came in for him. Hopefully they don't come back around this summer. He's told me that he would like to stay, but you know, at age 22, Liverpool knocking on your door, it's going to be hard for him to look the other way, and I fully understand that. You know, Liverpool are a huge club in England, but Mastoras, if you can give us one more year at least, I'll love you forever, man. And Mastoras' midfield partner, John Buckley, fantastic return last season. So Mastoras got 3 assists, Buckley got 3 goals and 5 assists, and Buckley only scored great goals. I know you guys have seen all the shorts I've been posting, all of the reels I've been posting, even on TikTok I've been posting. I know you've been seeing the Buckley only scores good goals for us, and he got 5 assists. I can't name them off the top of my head, but he is a tidy midfielder. Short passing is really good. Rarely is he wasteful, but he only has 1 year left on his contract. I had some brief discussions with him, and he said he would like to stay, but we're gonna have to try and negotiate a new contract with him and see what he is looking for. Next up, Deniz Özkan, and Deniz Özkan is showing great potential, and he actually filled in really well for Buckley and Mastoras last season. Can't really fault this guy as well at all. 6'2" in height, age 20, left-footed, and yeah, he's agile, he's quick on his feet. For someone so tall to be able to move the way that he moves is definitely a blessing. His interceptions is 80, good stamina at 81, strength at 77. He can pass, defensive awareness at 75. He can tackle, 79 stand tackle. Guys, yeah, I think we have a star in making with Deniz Özkan. Ping pass and intercept, and we see that ping pass numerous times. Last year, I think it was against Olympiacos, we saw him do a really nice through ball. And just in general, his passing just feels really nice and rounded. He's definitely one to watch in our side for sure. So we're going to keep him in and around the side. He made 34 appearances, the majority off the bench, but he definitely impressed. Our other Turkish midfielder who was out on loan at Freiburg is Bülent Ganis. He's an interesting little tidy midfielder. He came in as a centre midfielder, but we retrained him to a centre defensive midfielder to fit in with our tactical style. You know, he's very technical. That's what I'll say. He's a technical player. Look at that, acceleration 80, stamina's 86, so he'll be going all game long. 73 sprint speed, agility 73, attacking positioning is even 60 as well. So you know, he's like a front-footed type of midfielder on our side, and the initial plan was to train him to be the deep lying playmaker, and then Özcan could probably be like the holding midfielder. Both of these players idolized Tugay Karamoglu, so we're not going to lose on that front. Both of them have the heart of Tugay. There I can see that they've both taken on different attributes from Tugay. One's more defensive, one's more attacking, but we actually train Ganis a bit more on the defensive side before we send him out on loan, and it's reaping dividends. He's turning into quite the rounded player. I figure to keep him in and around the side next year, because then we can change the pivot. Mastoras and Buckley will be the starting lineup, right? Then Özcan and Ganis could be the rotated pairing that we use in those lesser ties, and also where we want to give our starting lineup a rest. So he also has 2 years left on his contract. He has a rotation squad role just like Özcan. We're going to try and extend his contract. Hopefully he stays on that rotation, because that's what we need to keep him on, especially for someone of his age. And then yeah, if he stays on a rotation, we will keep him in and around the squad for sure. Next up we have Blake, who made 41 appearances last year. Didn't really break double digits in terms of goals, but he scored important goals, namely that one in the semi-final against Atletico Madrid when it was very tight at the when we were away from home, but he made something out of nothing and got that crucial goal. So 9 goals and 3 assists altogether. And you know, I really like how Blake plays. Next up we have Regan, and I'm so I really thought Regan was going to be the next Damien Duff. I really thought he was going to be him, but he just hasn't kicked on. He has pretty much stayed in the mid 60s, low to mid 60s, right? He's only now, he went into the high 60s, pretty much 2 years now. So he's not really developing as we would like, and you can actually see that he's actually stagnated as well as a left midfielder. So I'm thinking potentially to loan out Regan. I don't want to sell him because, you know, he's one of the old guards, but I don't want to get too attached at the same time. So but we're probably going to loan out Regan. We do have better players, if I'm being 100% honest. He has 3 years left on his contract, so you know, we won't really lose anything if we were to loan out Regan next year. So let's just add him there. Next up we have Scullion, who went up by 6 overall points away at Luton Town. You know, like I said about Regan, we have younger players who are doing more whilst out on loan, and they're developing rapidly with stronger stats, if I'm being honest. So you know, Scullion, I haven't really used him too tough apart from the youth games, but he has really good strong wing play stats: ball control, trickster, dribbling, pacey, attacking position is okay for his age as well. He's only 18, so we're probably going to loan Scullion out next season as well. And then we're also going to loan out Dolan as well. He came up at the back end of last year, so we're going to loan him out and see how much he develops. But he actually went up by 4 points last year in the youth academy. I think he's pretty decent. You know, he has that power shot trait, which means a lot, to be honest. I think it's pretty cool to have that, because it means he will get the animation off quicker and still be able to shoot with accurate shots. Attacking position 60, dribbling 73. He's still young, finishing 61. Yeah, still very young, only 18 years of age, and he could potentially be the one that steps into that Ender Regan role, providing good squad depth. He's only 18, right? But he's 5'5", which is mad. Dolan has that special something, age 27, and wow, I thought has that special something means a player's going to go into the 90s. Maybe there's some dynamic potential at play for him. He made 36 appearances last season, only 6 goals and 4 assists. Wow, that's definitely interesting. He's 5'5" as well. Dolan's really good. You know, he's pacey, he can dribble, good outlet, tidy player. I can count on him to really drive the team ahead for the most part. But yeah, we're going to keep him in and around the side. How many years does he have left? 3 years. So we're not really pressed to renew his contract. He's happy with his contract as well, so there's not really any problem with Dolan. Next up, Montenegro, and Montenegro was part of our academy when we first joined the side. And he just started moaning last season. Well, he started moaning 2 seasons ago, and then he carried it on into last season. Thing is, he was definitely a good player to use. Let's get that down right. He was definitely a good player to use, but we had Ender Lennon coming through as well as Kai Lambert, and I think they have just slightly higher potentials. I say slightly higher. You'll see them soon. I think they have higher potentials, and they offer more as well to us. So that's why we decided to loan out Montenegro. But yeah, he's definitely a good guy. His family have settled in Blackburn, but we may move him on next season, just because we have other players that are pushing on that right hand side. Because currently we have Dolan, we have Blake, and then we have Lambert and Ender Lennon. Next up we have Kai Lambert, an exciting prospect, and he really impressed. Went up by 5 good points last year, and he just started rocketing up. 9 goals, 3 assists, and it's crazy when you compare that to someone like Dolan, 6 goals, 4 assists. Blake got 9 goals, 3 assists, but I think he played more. Yeah, 41 appearances, and Blake starts more. Lambert has more appearances, but that's probably from starting in the lesser competitions. But as you can see, Lambert has 9 goals, 3 assists, just like Blake does. And yeah, he just skyrocketed his development just in the second half of last season. His overall development just shot up. I think he's ready to probably even lead the line on the left hand side, if I'm being honest. I would have liked to have a left footed on the left hand side because I want to cross more, but the way that Lambert has stepped up, I think he deserves to possibly take that position from Blake next year. Then we have our wonder kid, Ender Lennon, who scored that fantastic goal. Remember that goal against not AC Milan, Atletico Madrid? Man did the rainbow flick and volleyed it with his weaker left foot. Oh my gosh. So he's not happy with his contract. He's happy with his overall performance. He's happy with the team performance, of course. He made 46 appearances last year because, of course, we're subbing him in just like Lambert in most of the matches, and then we're also playing him in those fringe matches as well. So he got lots of game time. 8 goals, 6 assists, which means overall he has 14 goal contributions, and that's a fantastic return. 20 years of age now, and his stats are just out of this world for a winger. I was going to retrain him as an attacking midfielder, but I don't really see the point because we don't really play with an attacking midfielder. But from a dribbling perspective, 98 dribbling, guys, 92 ball control. His stats are still going up. 96 acceleration, 90 sprint speed. And what I love about Lennon the most, guys, is that he came to me and categorically told me last season he wants to go down a club legend. When that bid came in for Real Madrid, he did not look left, he did not look right. He looked straight ahead and said, I want to remain at Blackburn Rovers and become a club legend. So things can change, of course, but that's what he told me last, and we're going to stick with it. So both he and Lambert have long-term contracts at the club, and that's probably why they've put their head down in training, and they're just really trying to develop as best as possible for this great club that we're trying to reawaken. Now on to our forwards. So we have Harry Leonard, who went up by 1 point overall last year. 38 appearances, 7 goals and 4 assists. You know, it's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not terrible. But at the same time, he was our starting striker in the Premier League and he only got 4 goals. You know, like, it's just not enough. It's just not enough, man. So likely he's going to be relegated to the bench next season in favour of Bowman. I mean, his stats are still okay. He's kind of stagnated a little bit at the back end of this season. Yeah, I mean, we need someone that can give us more goals. I can remember times when he was one-on-one and he missed. So just like when Clements took over from Cargbo, we're looking for probably the same improvement when Bowman takes over for Harry Leonard. Next up, Clements, and he is showing great potential. Went up by 5 overall points last year, and man, oh man, he played fantastically well. 60 appearances last year, 23 goals and 14 assists, 13 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League alone. We sold Cargbo and I didn't really know what to expect from Clements, but he has shown up in all aspects. He's quick, he's strong, he can shoot. Well, I was going to say he can shoot. His finishing is actually 67. So from next season, we are going to try and increase his finishing stat. His dribbling, as you can see, there was actually on 64, I think, at the start of the season. And we said once we get it in and around that 70, 71 mark, we're going to train his finishing a bit more. So his dribbling is now on 71, which is fantastic, which means we can really double down on his finishing to make sure he is just rounded all the way through now. Clements, what a fantastic return you gave us in your first season, in your first full Premier League season as a starting striker. Probably going to give him a new long-term contract, if I'm being honest with you guys. 3 years left, and we want to secure him down for at least 5 years. Next up, we have Aaron Bowman, an exciting prospect, and this is the guy who's probably going to replace Harry Leonard up top. In total, he played 48 times, got 15 goals and 5 assists. So he's played 10 more games than Harry Leonard, but most of those games were off the bench, and he got what, eight more goals? Yeah, 8 more goals and 1 more assist than Harry Leonard. So yeah, this guy Bowman, he skyrocketed last year. Absolutely skyrocketed. Went up by 8 points overall, now rated 82 and the highest rated forward in our side. And just look at these stats. Just look at these stats. This is fantastic, man. Shot power 88, attacking position 90, strength 82. Bowman and Clements next year are going to be cooking. Finesse shot, bruiser, quick step, low driven shot. All of these things, you see them when Bowman has the ball. When Bowman has the ball, you see him being a bruiser. When he wants to win the ball back, you see him being a bruiser. When it comes to finesse shot, you see how accurate he can shoot. And the power he puts behind his shooting is no joke whatsoever. And the quick step as well just helps him to be just that much more silky on the ball. His ball control is already at 90 and his dribbling is still improving. Like, he has the potential to be the complete package. Clements and Bowman, as you already know, they're the ones that have epitomized in everything that they do. Chris Sutton and Alan Shearer, they want to emulate those two legends and bring the glory days back to Ewood Park, and I believe they can do it. It's been a long road. We actually loaned them both out at some point in this career mode, and it's just so nice to see after 3 or 4 years how they're actually developing and rounding out as players. Pardo, we're probably gonna sell next season. We have just better Paraguayan players coming through as a centre forward. Now, if you guys remember that we had a battle on our hands of the Battle of Roque Santa Cruz between Crespo, Alvarado and Vega, and I think Alvarado has won this battle, guys. Alvarado looks like he has won this battle. He went up the most by 7 points, Crespo by 6 points and Vega by 5 points. And when you look at the stats as well, I think Alvarado is probably the quickest in this side, tallest at 6'2", and he just matches the profile of the type of players that we would like to be leading the line of our Blackburn side. Crespo is probably second when I look at the stats, if I'm being honest with you. But Alvarado, 6'2". Look at these. Look at this guy. He's an actual specimen. He's in line with Bowman and Clements when you look at them. Absolute specimens up top. Anyways, Alvarado, 6'2", 165 pounds, right-footed, and yeah, I think he's definitely going to be a player that we can have on the bench pushing Harry Leonard. He has a sporadic squad role, and 2 years left, so we could potentially give him a new contract just to extend him into his prime years. He's only 19, right? And he's also worth 6 million versus Crespo's 3.8 million. And Vega, who's worth the same. So I think Alvarado definitely is the player that's won. When you look at his ball control as well, it's really up there. His dribbling is really good. It might be the best of the bunch. He can head the ball. His finishing is better than those two players as well. He has better shot power at 79. Crespo is the only one that's coming close, really. Yeah, I think he's just really well-rounded. A couple other results have happened as Bournemouth beat Roma in the Conference League. Wow, that's a big shock, especially for my old side. And also in the Champions League, Liverpool beat Real Sociedad. Ender Regan will be going Sunderland next season for a full year. So at the end of the season, this is how our team is looking going into the fresh new Premier League season. Of course, things can change. We're about to enter summer. The transfer window isn't open yet. But Bowman and Clements are going to be leading the line. We're going to have Lambert and Ender Lennon as our wingers. Astoras and Buckley are still our preferred choice for the pivot. At the back, we have Ribeiro, Camjo, Carter, and Britton, who all retain their place. The only other change now is Stewart is going to be a starting #1 goalkeeper in place for Pears. And we say bye to Christian Pardo next year. Goes to Al Qadisiyah for 12 months. Whew, what an episode, guys. Finished season in 7th. You've seen our starting lineup for next year potentially. You've seen our young players. You've seen the potential of the players that we have in our squad. We're in up to round 5 in the FA Cup. EFL Cup, we're in out of round 4. So hopefully next year we can go further than round 5 and round 4 in those 2 cup competitions. And we've won the UEFA Europa League, which is no doubt the highlight. Pretty sure they're going to want us to continue next season. As always, guys, thank you for watching. What do you guys think about our players? What is your take on who we should probably retrain? What player has impressed you the most in this last season? For me, Frederick Clements probably takes the biscuit, if I'm being honest with you, and Ian Stewart as well in goal just went up a notch as well. So let me know down in the comments your own thoughts. I look forward to starting a new season with these new players, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.